Okay, guys, let's start. So yesterday, what we were looking at, Windows versus Unix thing, and how many differences or similarities did we manage to identify? 3. Fantastic. Can we recollect what those are? Single user versus multi-user. What's the other words for this? Enter your specific one. Console versus terminal. Console is Windows, terminal is Unix. All right. Then the second one, it's not really a big difference. It's more like a feature that's available on both. What are the feature? GUI and CLI. What is GUI? Full form, graphical user interface. Where is this guy? Internet. इंटरनेट नहीं चल रहा है बीच में रुक जाएगी क्लास हाँ उसे बोल लो जल्दी लेकर आओ राइट sorry about that guys yeah graphical user interface and the second one CLI command line interface. All right. Now these two words you will come across all types of programming languages. They're not just limited to Windows or Unix. If you see Java, like a couple of days before we spoke about, Java also has GUI if you are creating a Java program, and also has a command line interface. So this is the second point that we've been talking about. What's the third one? Automation. And what are the differences related to automation in Windows versus Unix? So automation for Windows is PowerShell majorly, and in Unix it is Bash. What are the 3 things that we are trying to achieve using automation? First thing, avoid wasting time. Second thing, avoid boredom. Third thing, avoid human errors. These are the 3 things, right? These are the 3 things that we have seen. Windows versus Unix. There are a couple of other things. I'll list out those 2 things quickly. One is security. Everybody talks about security. All right. The next thing, some flavors of Windows versus Unix. We will talk what flavors are in a moment. Let's first look at security. So somebody is asking Linux class, then we'll go for AWS. Yeah, we are doing only Linux now. AWS, we will go a lot later, not right now. Now let's look at the 4th point in our list, Windows versus Unix, security. First thing, let's see what we exactly mean when we say security. What is Windows security? Once we understand what is security on Windows, it will be easy for us to compare how it is done on Unix, whether security is more or less in Windows versus Unix, all those things. Forget about Windows versus Linux for now. Let's look at what is security for an operating system. So when we say Windows security, what exactly we mean? Let's look at here the important stuff. Windows security we are talking about. What does it mean? Give me some guesses. If you say compare this thing with your house. If you say house is secure or house security, what does that mean? You can actually link this house security with your Windows security directly. What is house security means? For example, if somebody can break into your house without your permission, you will say your house is not secure. So when you say security of a house, you're basically referring to a locked house. Say you are going out for a movie on a weekend and you are locking your house. So you're saying, I have secured my house. What you mean by that is, nobody can enter into my house without my permission or without me giving the key. Yes? So security of a house is basically you lock it and the ability to enter into your house is controlled by you. Only you can allow or deny access to your house. If you say yes and give the key to somebody, they can enter your house. If you say no, you don't give your key, it's guaranteed that they cannot enter your house. Can you visualize that? So your house is secure. And you say, first thing, no one can enter your house without your permission. And how did you secure it? You basically locked it, isn't it? Lock the house with a big lock or small lock, digital lock, any kind of lock, electric fence. All these are security measures for your house. So if you say models of security for your house, so we are talking a simple lock and key model, or you are taking a digital lock, which can be accessed using a keypad or a biometric. You must have done it in your college. And you also know how to escape it. Right? We will come to that point in a moment, how you manage to escape the biometric attendance. You all escaped it, right? We never attended. Means when we were there was not there. We used to go to college. But your generation, we got the biometrics. And you all got 85, 90% attendance. So we will see how to, manage to bypass these biometric securities in a moment. For now, let's see the available security measures of a house. So lock and key, digital lock, what else? Electric fence? Any other security measures for your house? Anything, guys? What one? Gate? Which one, sorry? No, I can't understand. No, that's it. Asha, neighbors. Yeah. Sorry. Neighbors. Yeah, you can talk neighbors. You can put a dog. You can put a dog, right? Yeah. Anything else? More dangerous animal or a machine that we can incorporate to secure? A tiger? Yeah. Probably if you can manage to get a tiger. So, any watchman? Yeah. Somebody. We forgot that. A very simple watchman. Yeah. That would do. Watchman. Correct. So watchman. Anything else? Any other secure way? Any other way to secure our house or premises? Which one? Sick leave. CCTV. Yeah. Yeah, you guys know a lot of stuff, huh? Yeah. CCTV, yep. Anything else? Perfect, huh? We got a big list. Right. So we have all these things. Just a minute, sorry. All right, I just exported. So let's look at another big, nice list that you gave. So we are talking about a generic security, nothing related to Windows or Linux security. We're talking about securing a simple house. And we managed to come up with a nice list of ways you can secure. And also we try to understand what actually securing means. Securing means nobody should enter your house or your property without your permission. That is security. Now to implement that security, if your property is a house, you have come up with a nice list. You can secure it by locking it. You can set up a digital lock and secure it. Only biometrically allowed people can enter. Only your family members like. Or into your college, if you say, if your college has a digital lock, only students can enter, or only approved people can enter into the premises of your college. So your college is secured using a digital lock kind of mechanism. The same way, you can have an electric fence itself. If you are really serious about the content of your house. If you are setting up an electric fence, probably you have very valuable things inside your house. Right? Then you have a lot of innovative ways of securing your house. You can use your neighbors like dogs or tigers, or you can arrange a watchman, or you can have the whole CCTV security itself. You can watch the CCTV footage from anywhere. Nowadays, you can have your camera at your place and then watch it from here using a mobile app or something. So these are the various ways using which you will secure the house. And security means if you use one of these ways, nobody can enter your place without you allowing it. Now let's extend the same concept of security to an operating system, Windows. So if I say my operating system is secure, or if I have to find out operating system security, what does that mean? No one should access my laptop without my permission. Yes, that's what my Windows security or my laptop security means, right? Before laptop security, before Windows security, operating system level, let's look at laptop security, means physical laptop. You have laptop in your bag, right? How do you secure it? So there are two things here. One is, I think, let me save it. So here, we are now talking about Windows OS or any OS security, and also even before that, laptop security. OS security is operating system. Laptop security is physical. Means somebody will simply steal your laptop. Like you have your laptop at your home or in your bag. Somebody took the laptop. Maybe they cannot access the laptop, but they took the laptop. That is physical security. So here we are not talking physical security. We are assuming that your laptop is physically secure. We are talking about operating system security here. So when we say Windows versus Unix, what we mean is operating system level security, not laptop physical security. Now, physical security is your job. You need to make sure nobody has access to your laptop. You don't leave your laptop anywhere. If you leave your laptop, probably somebody will take it. It's just like leaving your suitcase. Laptop is no different than leaving your suitcase or your bag or anything. It's just a physical thing. So we're not talking physical part. So let's leave this thing aside. Let's talk about the OS level security. So if we say Windows operating system security, what does that mean? Compare it with the house security that we just did. Let's try to come up with a list of things, what it means and how to achieve that. All right. So let's see what is the meaning of Windows OS security. What it means is no one can log into my Windows laptop without my permission. What does that mean, without my permission? If you give permission, what does that mean? You give your password. So permission is basically you are giving password or any other method. Nowadays, you can log into a password using your biometric, isn't it? Biometric is also possible for laptop login nowadays. Or there are some keys. You can plug in a USB key into your laptop and log in. That is also possible. So you can have a password-based access to your laptop. Biometric-based access or a USB-based access. You can insert a USB into your laptop and you will be automatically logged in. That's possible. Or simply you have a username password to log into your laptop. So when we say Windows operating system security, we are saying nobody can enter my Windows laptop without me allowing one of these three things. For now, there is a big list. Don't worry about the whole list. Right now, we will focus on only three things. All right. What are the three things we are talking about? Password or biometric or USB based. And this access, we are talking about Windows operating system, the one that you are looking at, this thing you are seeing the screen. I'm logged into a Windows system. This is all Windows. You are very familiar with this interface. So this operating system security is what we are talking. And when we are saying security, can somebody enter into this operating system? When we say enter, login, that's what it means. Can you enter into your friend's laptop or can you log in to your friend's laptop without your friend giving the password to his or her laptop? That is what the meaning of Windows security. And also remember, we are not talking physical security. Means even if you don't have password of your friend, you can still take his laptop. We all do that sometimes. We don't like him and I'll take his laptop. I don't want to use it. Just take it. Throw it somewhere outside. Or just keep it for a few days and then give it back later. So this is not what we are talking, not the physical security. OS level security we are talking. So can we log into somebody else's laptop without their password? Is it possible? Not possible. Did you try it? You must have tried it. You start guessing the password, right? What is the most common password? What is it? Let's list out the most common passwords. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. ASDF. Date of birth. Girlfriend name. Okay. Okay. Boyfriend name. Okay. Date of birth. Any other common password cracking things? Password. Yeah, that's correct. Password. Admin. Yeah, that's also a one password. Admin, usual password. Admin username, password, admin. Guess the password for DurgaSoft servers. DurgaSoft 1, 2, 3 or Durga sir 1, 2, 3? Durga 1, 2, 3. Try one of these three passwords. You will crack DurgaSoft servers. Really? These are the most common passwords. Try it. Or any company, most of the times, if I'm working for a company called ABC, most of the times, when we set up initial passwords, we don't set up too complex passwords because we keep forgetting them. So the common password we set up is the company name, let's say ABC 1, 2, 3. If you have, I still remember the initial password, Citibank, I used to work, City 1, 2, 3. You can log into any server with this password. Everybody uses the same password. Any database you go in, if you are in a live database, you say production prod 1, 2, 3. That's a password. These are most common passwords. And when we say if the password is easy or difficult, or if we say, let's come back here. So when we are talking about Windows security, are we talking about these passwords? How easy or difficult the password is? If you know the password, then there is no security we are talking. Even if the password is a very difficult password, let's say I set up a password, something like a very complicated password. You can't guess it, obviously. Nobody can guess it. Let's say I set up this password for my laptop and I give it to you. I just gave it to you. Is my Windows operating system secure now or not secure? Not secure. The password is really complicated. You can't guess it. So when we say operating system security, we are not really talking about password complexity. So these are two different things. Password complexity versus OS security. Even if your password is very complex, like the one we are seeing here, if you give it to somebody, your operating system is not secure anymore. Let's say this password, I pasted it somewhere on a post-it note on my laptop. I just written it on a piece of paper and I set it at my desktop. Anybody who comes to my desktop can type that password and enter into my laptop. In that case, operating system security has nothing to do with it. You did not safe keep your password. You did not keep it properly. Just like the physical security. You did not take care of your laptop. You just left it somewhere at metro station or somewhere. And you can't say, Windows operating system is weak. That's why I lost my laptop. So we are not really talking about password strength or password complexity when we say Windows security. That is a word here. My permission. You are saying if you give your password to somebody, you are giving permission. Even though your password is very complex, you are giving permission. What we are seeing here is if you don't give your password, can they enter into your operating system? Means can they guess this password? That is what the security means. Now let's talk about Windows versus Unix, how that security is. So if we say Windows, I think I'll take this off. Let's go back to this security part. Windows versus Unix security part we are talking. So Windows OS versus Unix OS security, OS level security. Now the general idea is, our general assumption is Windows is less secure versus Unix is more secure. This is a general guidelines. The reason is number of bugs in Windows are more compared to Unix. Means the operating system of Unix is written based on C. And cracking a C program is relatively difficult compared to a Windows program, which is majorly written on DOS. So Windows here was written in what is called DOS, disk operating system. It was originally owned by IBM. Microsoft has bought it long back. It was in 1990. That's when disk operating system. So when you say DOS, we are talking about the command prompt. This is basically the original operating system. This is what used to be once upon a time Windows is. There were no Windows. Somewhere in 1995, they've introduced the Windows. Means the actual right click thing you are seeing. This was introduced in 1995 around. So 1995, that was about 25 years, 25, 27 years. That's when you see this right click thing. Until that time, it was only command prompt only. And it was not really good. Even Linux was not really good at that point. So this thing, this DOS that we are talking, disk operating system, was not really foolproof. Means you can write code and you can break it. That's why if you see any virus, it impacts a Windows system much faster. You can download an MP3 file, it is usually a virus. You can download an MP4 file, it can usually convert into virus. You double click on a file on your Windows laptop, it destroys your entire operating system. You insert a pen drive into your laptop sometimes, everything goes for a toss. All the files in your laptop, they convert themselves into something else. The reason for this one is Windows base operating system, disk operating system it's called. It's written in a proprietary programming language compared to Unix, which is written in C. So C programs are difficult to crack, whereas Windows DOS programs are easy to crack. Now this is where a font size. Let me increase the font size. Sorry about that. Visible? This is better. Make it bold, kind of. Is it okay now? Better than earlier? Huh? I think I can still increase the font. Okay. Okay. So C programming language. That's what Unix was written in. Compared to Windows, which is written in disk operating system. So the security wise, when we say Windows operating system versus Unix operating system, Windows is less secure because the underlying operating system here that we are talking about, the disk operating system, is less secure. Like you are using a cheap lock, let's say, means the lock itself is not very strong. So when you go out and you use a lock which is not very strong, can somebody enter into your house without your permission easily? They can, right? That's what is happening here with a disk operating system on Windows. Means a security or the underlying operating system is based on a less secure base. The foundation is little weak compared to Unix, which is based on C programming language, which is little difficult to crack. So even though both have security measures, means both of them have all the three things that we talked about. They have password based, they have biometric based login, they have USB based access, all the three, both Windows and Unix. But these measures are little weak on Windows compared to Unix. That's why we usually say Windows operating system is less secure compared to Unix operating system, which is more secure. But again, nowadays, even Windows is becoming equivalent to Unix. So this difference also will go away after a few days. All right. That's our fourth point. So let's add that to our list of points here. Automation we are talking about. Let's me increase this size here. So security part, fourth part. What's the main thing? Windows is less secure versus Unix is more secure. Then flavors. What is a flavor? This is the last point we are talking about. Windows versus Unix. After this is done, we will move on to the next thing, Unix versus Linux. Let's look at the last thing. What is a flavor of Windows? Even before that, let's look at what is flavor in general, English. Where do you hear this word flavors? Which one? OS. No, that is technology. And we all know technology is boring. Yeah, vanilla, ice creams. Ice creams, that's where you hear flavors. You know at least 5 flavors, right? Let's list it out. Vanilla, strawberry, next, chocolate, excellent. Next, butterscotch. Wonderful. We got 4. Black forest. Perfect. Black forest, is that a flavor? Which one? Black currant. That's a flavor? Perfect. Okay. I learned it new. Black currant. Thank you. Oh. So we'll start with the new one first. Black currant. How many of you know black currant? I'm listening to it first time. Okay, black currant. I think I'll try it next time. We'll go somewhere and try it. Mango flavor ice cream. Yeah, somebody is saying mango flavor. So black currant, vanilla, strawberry, chocolate, butterscotch. Yeah. So these are flavors. So what's the difference among these flavors? It's all ice cream, right? Taste. So basically they are taking a fruit and extract out of that fruit and trying to bring this ice cream to similar taste, is it? But at the bottom, it's all same ice cream. We can, if we have a ice cream which does not have any flavor, how would it taste? Somebody said that. Yeah. Yeah, it's not really ice cream anymore, is it? It's like, you know, eating snow or a simple ice thing. So when you add that flavor or the taste, it becomes really eatable. Otherwise, it's, what is it? It's basin. How is ice cream made? Milk? Is it milk ice cream? We ate it so many times, we don't know how it's made. How is it made? Milk, is it? No idea. We don't know how ice cream is made. Fine. Okay. Milk and vanilla essence. Sugar milk powder. Oh, okay. Sugar milk powder. Thanks, Smita. Sugar milk powder. Let's say sugar milk powder. Yeah, sounds accurate. Then you add a flavor to it. So what you have is a common thing at the base, sugar milk powder. So you have milk powder with sugar added. You got the base white thing. On top of it, you add a flavor to it. So when we are talking about flavors, essentially we are talking the same underlying base, isn't it? So here, if I say underlying base is same, I'll take the same base, and on top of it, let's take the same base. On top of it, I can add a flavor, isn't it? So I can add one flavor. Let's assume this is like vanilla. And then onto the same base, you can add other flavors also, keeping the same base, isn't it? So I'll copy it and paste it. So you got another flavor, you got another flavor, you got another flavor, you got another flavor here. Let's change the colors. Each one is a different flavor we are talking. You gave me some names, isn't it? So let's add those names. Vanilla. What is that? Black currant. Is it? Black currant. Okay. Strawberry. What do you have? Butterscotch. Blackberry. I don't think there is any such thing. I can believe black currant, but not Blackberry. That's a mobile phone. Cranberry, yeah, cranberry can be there. Then we have a lot of other recommendations: chocolate and all flavors, mango, coconut, all that stuff. So let's stick to these things. So what you're seeing here are the flavors at the top. Each flavor is slightly different in the taste, But the most important thing you have to identify is the base is same. Now, if I take the same concept to a Windows operating system, what can we think of? So we have a Windows operating system base, which is common, and then lot of flavors of Windows operating system. Isn't that what we are talking about? Same concept. Ice creams and Windows operating systems are almost same. Don't use food. I'm feeling hungry. I'll send ice creams or something. Don't worry. So here, if we extrapolate or if we apply the same flavor concept to Windows, keep the same Windows at the bottom. Do you know any Windows versions or flavors you actually know? Which one? Hybrid. i3 is a processor. i3 is a processor. That's not an operating system. i3, i5, i7 are processors from Intel. They are CPUs. We are talking operating systems here and flavors of operating system. Which one? BIOS is a hardware which is on your motherboard. We are talking operating system here. That's correct. So Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10, perfect. I'm going to give you a chocolate tomorrow. Yeah, Windows 7, Windows 8, perfect. You got it. You all know it. Only thing is you don't know that you're eating ice creams. They've been cheating you. Anything else? Windows 11, yep. You have Windows 11 also recently released. Anything else? Windows XP, correct. Windows XP. XP. After Windows XP, there was another bombed flavor. Anybody can recollect it? Windows Vista. It bombed this flavor. It was not really that popular. After Windows 8 came Windows Vista. Windows Vista failed. It's like a bad flavor. You try to eat ice cream and it looks really, it tastes really bad. Now these are flavors of Windows operating system. And when you try to use these things, the underlying Windows operating system is still same. You always clicked on the left side. Let me just take this thing. Right. So you always had this Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10. You used all these things. All of them, only difference is when you click here, probably some things have changed. Otherwise, you are able to use Windows 7, Windows 8 without much learning. Did you learn Windows 10 when you installed it? You are using Windows 8 and you simply started using the next flavor, Windows 10. It's like eating a next flavored ice cream. You don't think twice, right? When you are trying a new flavor, you don't think, I don't know this food. What will happen with this food? You don't think. You just eat it. Like flavors of biryani, especially for those who are non-vegetarians. Can you give me a list of flavors of biryani? Sorry about those who are only vegetarians. Any vegetarians only here? Excellent. Problem solved. Sorry. The non-veg flavors, biryani flavors we are talking. Can you give me a list of flavors for biryani? Dum biryani. Paneer biryani, no, that's not a biryani, really. Fry piece biryani, okay. Tawa biryani. Oh, Baba Jan biryani. Baba Jan biryani is not a flavor, I think. That's somebody's name, Baba Jan. Handi biryani, Hyderabad biryani. Yeah. Bung biryani. You have? That was really popular nowadays. So you understand a flavor. So a flavor is something on top of a base. I can recollect something else. Pizza. You have all types of flavored pizzas. Your base is same. You have tandoori pizza, you have veg pizza, you have some tikka pizza, whatever it is. All flavors. The base is same. Now this is what a flavor is, and you will come across this word throughout software. Remember this word. When you say flavor, you're basically saying underlying is same. The internals are same, only the top layer is changing. It's like a theme. So here, Windows flavors we talked about. There are some few more flavors for Windows. I'll add those flavors also here quickly. We are talking about server side. Windows Server, it started with 2002. Windows Server 2006 is there. Some of the popular ones I'm referring. Windows Server 2012, Windows Server 2016, I think, very popular. Windows Server 2020 is there. Recently, Windows Server 2022 is released. But these things are more towards server. All right. We don't really use these right side list when we are trying to use on a daily basis. These Windows servers are usually used for launching your Tomcat server, that kind of thing. .NET applications are mainly launched on Windows Server operating system. But otherwise, the flavors of Windows are all variations of Windows that you already know. Similarly, Unix also has flavors. Same concept again. Or these Windows flavors are versions. These are Windows flavors, not versions. If you are talking about Windows versions, this is what will happen. So Windows 8, let's say, can have multiple versions. Windows 8, it's called build 1022, 1023, 1024. Those are versions. They're not flavors. So flavors are majors. Windows 8, Windows 10, these are flavors. Versions are within Windows 8. You can have 1022, 1023, 1024. This will happen when security updates are happening on your Windows laptop. Sometimes on your blue screen, you will see that Windows is updating, please wait. Yes. When you are seeing Windows is updating, the version is changing. But it is still Windows 8 only. It is not moving to Windows 10 or Windows 11. So that's a very good point here. Versions versus flavors. Flavors are majors, means Windows 8, 9, 10, 11. These are flavors. Within Windows 8, you can have build number, build 1021, 1022, these kind of things. These are versions. But sometimes they do get used interchangeably. I mean, somebody might say Windows 10 version, Windows 11 version, but that's not accurate. We are basically saying Windows 7, 8, 10, 11. Is there any Windows 9? Where is Windows 9? You had you used Windows 8, right? Somewhere when you joined your BTech, Windows 8 was there. Then you started using Windows 10. Where is Windows 9? 8.1. Why do you call it 8.1? Why not we call it 9? Windows 9. Was it there? It was actually there internally, but they never released it. Means Microsoft has developed Windows 9. They wanted to release it, but the changes were so much that they changed it to the next version. Means internally, they never released Windows 9 at all. But there is a Windows 9 internal. It never came for end users. Means we were not able to use it ever. It was used by Microsoft internal employees for some time, but later they stopped it. They came directly to Windows 10. Just like C programming, before that there was a B and A programming also. I told you that, right? B was not very popular. C became more popular than B. That's why C programming language came into picture. And your Java is majorly based on C. It was a lot of improvement on C. Java is all object-oriented programming, right? C is a function-oriented programming. You will see only functions. You don't have any objects in C. So the drawbacks of C resulted in a most popular programming language, Java. But even before that, there was a C++. That didn't become so popular, but Java became extremely popular because of its JVM nature, which made it platform independent. Right? So we'll get back to that thing in your Java class, but let's come back here. So flavors of Windows, we're talking here. The same way, Unix also has certain flavors. So let's talk about Unix flavors quickly. So Unix flavors, same concepts again. We have a couple of flavors here, very popular ones. I'm not sure you know these things, but let me just give. The very popular one is IBM AIX. Then there are a couple of others. HP Unix or HP UX it's called. And then Sun Microsystems Solaris. These were popular Unix flavors. They are not Linux. Remember, when we understand Linux, which will come to this side. All right. So Linux flavors we will talk about. The most popular Linux flavor, I'll give it for now. Any guesses? Most popular Linux flavor? Any popular Linux flavors? You already know it. Red Hat Linux. Or which one? Kali Linux. Yes. Yeah. That's usually used for pen testing, penetration testing. So Kali Linux. Or else Ubuntu, the one that we logged in yesterday. That was Ubuntu Linux system. CentOS is a Linux flavor. Yeah, we'll talk about this entire list later once we understand what is Linux. For now, Unix flavors are IBM AX from IBM company, HP UX from HP Unix, Sun Solaris from Sun Solaris. Now these flavors are slightly different compared to Windows flavors. Remember, the difference is all these Windows flavors are created by Microsoft only. Yes, all Windows 7, 8, 9, 10, everything created by Microsoft. single company. Whereas Unix, these companies are different. One is created by IBM, other one is created by HP, other one is created by another system called Sun Microsystems. This Sun Microsystems was acquired by Oracle. You all know that Sun Microsystems is the creator of Java, right? Which is acquired by Oracle. All right. So that's how your Java came from Sun to Oracle. Then we'll see why different companies have created flavors on Unix. Why not on Microsoft or Windows? Can Oracle create a Windows operating system? A Windows flavor, can Oracle create it? Yes, no. We will see that point in our next session. Let me add this thing to the last point here. So flavors of Unix versus Windows. So we are talking about Windows 7, 8, 10, 11, even before that, Vista, 10, 11, Server 2020, I've added only one. Then for Unix, IBM AX, that's one of the Unix flavors. HP Unix, it's called HP UX. Solaris Sun, Solaris, that's one of the Unix flavors. So these are the 5 most important differences between Windows and Unix. Let's recollect them quickly. Single versus multiple. GUI and CLI, both available on both of them. What's the third point? Automation is little difficult on Windows and very easy on Unix systems. That's the third difference. Fourth and fifth, security and flavors. Security. Windows is less secure. Unix is more secure. Why? The underlying base. Windows is based on DOS, disk operating system, whereas Unix is based on C programming. That's why Windows is relatively easy to crack compared to Unix operating system. So from a security standpoint, Windows is considered less secure compared to Unix. And the last and important points, your ice creams, remember the ice creams, flavors. Windows, all flavors come from Windows, Microsoft only. Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows Vista 10, 11, Server 2020, all that stuff. Whereas Unix flavors, means ice creams based on Unix, are created by different companies. The 3 different companies are IBM, HP, which will give HP UX, and Sun Solaris, your Java guy, which gave Sun Solaris, that's an operating system, one of the Unix flavors. All Unix flavors are based on C programming language only. All right. So those are the 5 differences between Windows and Unix. And that's all you need to know, Windows versus Unix. And then the next thing we will add to our tomorrow session is how Unix is different from Linux. Don't we want to know Windows versus Linux? That would be unnecessary because everything Unix versus Windows will also apply to Windows and Linux also. So all these 5 points are same for Windows versus Linux also. So only thing that we have to learn is how is Unix and Linux are different, or how are they similar? One of these 2 things we have to learn. Once we understand that, we will get into our 100 commands of Linux. Out of those 100 commands, you will remember about 50 to 60. And that's it for the rest of your life. You don't have to learn any other Linux commands. I can guarantee that. Right? Fantastic. Any questions? No questions? Really? Ask some questions. They need not be class related. You can ask any questions. I forgot to tell this thing. On Sunday, we have a Git and GitHub free workshop. Sunday 8 to 12. Sunday morning 8 to 12. Git versus Git and GitHub. Java class, I think it's going to be adjusted. Your Nagur sir's class, right? I spoke to sir. He said we'll see something. You can talk to Nagur sir also once. See whatever is best. We will do that. But we are planning on having a session on GitHub free workshop. It's going to be more a theory plus hands-on kind of thing. That's the reason we are calling it workshop. And you have to work, not me. You guys can bring laptops here. Those who are online, yeah, they have laptops. They can actually work along with me. Can you bring laptops offline? You can, right? Now, those who cannot, that's fine. You can come without laptop also. But those who can, if you come down with a laptop, we'll try something innovative and fun. Listening to me is always boring, is it not? No? Listening is always boring. We do something, it will be fun. So try to bring your laptop, if at all you are coming on GitHub. We'll do some basic hands-on thing. All that you need is an internet connection. No installation, nothing. I'll have everything available on the cloud. Everybody offline, online, all the people can connect to the same interface. I'll give those interface. MacBook is also okay for Git workshop. We are not installing anything on the local laptop. We'll be doing everything on the cloud. So we'll see how it works. All right? We'll experiment with it. Get your laptops. If things go wrong, then we will switch back to always theory. You can always listen to my stories. Otherwise, we will try to do something more practical, real-time oriented. Some 10 Git commands, if you can remember in about 3 to 4 hours, you can crack any interview. There are only 10 Git commands. That's all you need to know. 50 Linux commands, 10 Git commands, some 50 Java concepts. That's all you have to know to crack an interview. You know that, right? Only 50 Java concepts. It's really easy to get a job, guys. All that you need is remember those numbers. All right, on Sunday, we're going to have that thing, 8 to 12. So if you have a conflict with other session, please talk to Nagur sir. Or please talk to me. I'll also be available anytime. My request is if you can bring your laptops, it would be great. We will try to move towards hands-on thing rather than simply doing all the theory stuff. All right. Thank you very much. That will be all for now. You can leave for the day. If you have any questions, I'll be available here. Thanks very much, guys.
Accessing single laptop using multiple users.
Okay.
Single laptop.
Windows or Unix, Linux. Okay.
Same resources or other resources.
Same resources. Same resources. You just, only the login is different. Everybody is coming into the same laptop. So the CPU will be same consume. A hard disk, you are storing all your files on the same hard disk. If you run a program, it will go to the same CPU, it gets overloaded.
One program is what to say? If I'm using a mouse, if any program needed any input output,
that is input output devices are terminal based in that case. When multiple people are connected, so your terminal will have its own input output. Other person's terminal will have his own input output terminal. So that person will be able to use both his mouse and keyboard.
If I'm using Linux, in a single laptop, using two users.
Okay. They will have their own separate mouse and keyboards. Oh, there won't be any conflict. But when they, let's say they are saving their file, both of them are creating their own file, both the files will be stored on the same hard disk. Let's say you are creating 1 GB file and other person is also creating 1 GB file on the same laptop. There'll be two different files and the consumption will be 2 GB. The same way you are using, let's say you are running a program which is taking about 100 MB of RAM. That person is also launching another program which is causing another 100. So total consumption of RAM, if you see, it'll be 200. So when multiple people are connected to the laptop, the physical infrastructure is same. The same thing is used. That cannot be expanded.
If just one input output operation, then it will be different.
It will be different. Everybody will have their own input output operations. That part is taken care by the terminal software, terminal part of the software. That is different. But the resource consumption is common because everybody is connected to the same hardware. Yep. Yeah.
Hi, Mr. Anil.
Linux
like
part of little bit of DevOps, the theory part. Then we jump on to AWS and understand what is cloud and launch a virtual machine and something. Then we will jump back to DevOps a little bit more, and then we will switch to AWS. So big picture wise, Linux, AWS, and DevOps. Yeah, parallelly means depending on class comfort and how you guys are managing, we will see. Yeah. Sorry.
So because of you, I don't think Linux in my academic. Will you cover all these things? Listen, will you cover all these things in classes?
No, not necessary. Not necessary. You don't need Java. But if you are a Java developer and you are learning these things, it will be additional advantage. But without Java, this is a independent vertical. You can get a job only with these things also.
Will you cover all these topics?
No. Linux history, Linux features, Linux distributions, Linux relationship with Unix, overview of Linux architecture, installation, booting, login, shutdown process. First unit, half of it. Installation of Linux, booting process, login, shutdown process, startup scripts. They are called runtime scripts. Control. Those are all Linux admins activities. So first half of unit 1 will be covering here. Then Linux file system, basic principles, path names, mounting, unmounting. File system we will cover. Mounting, unmounting is again system administration. File permissions I'll cover. Disk usage limits we will cover. Directory structure we will cover. Check repair file system we won't cover. And grep we will cover in unit 3. Advanced filters set off, not necessary. VA editor we will cover it. General setup of VA editor will cover it. Creating, editing files that we will do. Feature of VI, screen movement we will cover it. Cursor movement, insertion, deletion, searching, submitting operations, yanking, putting, deleting commands of VI. Okay, we can do that. So in section 2, we are covering about 10 to 20%. Section 1, 50%. Section 3, we are covering about 60%, 70%. Section 4, mounting, purpose of the shell, and types of shell, command line, standard input, standard output, redirection pipeline, filter, special characters. Section 4 will be covering about 50%. Shell programming, section 5, shell programming, meta characters, that also will be covered 50%. Basically, we will be covering about 50% of everything. But for the remaining 50,
I will just learn all this.
yeah, but don't you have a reference book for this thing? What is this thing? This is for BCA.
Yes, sir. I will ask you a class, sir.
Oh, okay. This is a pretty standard Unix syllabus. It's a good one actually.
So 10-year old, sir. Don't change the syllabus.
It doesn't change. I told you, right? All the Linux I learned is 15 years before.
So already I know 3 or 4 languages. That's why I don't choose PHP. I choose Linux.
Linux is not going to really add value to your, career. Linux is more like, it makes your software job more efficient.
So already I know C, C++, Java, AWS.
Those 3 are more than enough. Why are you going for another one?
For syllabus, sir, I take some.
This one.
Sir, they asked me this is PHP or Linux. So I choose Linux.
Choose Linux. PHP is Linux is much better than PHP. Yeah, choose Linux. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Linux will add you probably 100 times value than this thing. Can a full stack this course will be able to crack AWS certification? Yeah, thank you.